Hello and welcome to the Bowls New Zealand coverage of the 2024 Auckland Champion of Champions singles. We are live from the Remuera Bowling Club and we are joining you with the women's final between Lisa Prideaux from the Auckland Bowling Club and Linda Fenton from Howick Bowling Club. My name is Terry Blackburn and I am joined in commentary today by Brendan Walton. Now Brendan, you were watching / marking the semi-finals. Based on that, who's your pick today and how did the semi-finals go?
Look, honestly, the semi-finals were a masterclass in draw bowling. I picked the Lisa versus Rima Strickland game, which I think was always set to be the long one on paper, and it definitely was. Went pretty much down to the wire. But honestly, watching Linda Fenton play Ashley Jeffcoat on the rink next door, both of these ladies drew very good bowls. So honestly, it's going to be hard to pick a winner. They were both in such good form earlier on this morning, so I guess it's just going to be who finds this rink first and how they can take advantage early on.
Absolutely, and Lisa Prideaux's no stranger to this level and above.
Yeah, obviously Lisa's got a multitude of New Zealand and Auckland titles, as well as a lot of experience in Australia, and also a bit of experience here at Remuera, having recently, well not recently, a few months ago now, winning the mixed pairs with Mike Galloway, who also features today in the men's semi-final.
What a fantastic start by Lisa. That's exactly how I'd want to be starting an Auckland Champ of Champs singles final.
Yeah, definitely. A fair bit of chalk will be used throughout this game, I would imagine.
Linda Fenton, I hear, is, what, a sixth year?
Seventh year. I was having a chat to her in the break just to confirm. So recently out of juniors, seventh year bowler, dual member of both Howick and St Heliers bowling clubs. Just the one senior title to her name in the fours last year, I believe it was. But certainly coming into certainly becoming a promising bowler in the region, that's for sure. Didn't seem to like that one as much, Lisa.
Yeah, I think she knew that she had a bit more pace on that one, and unfortunately, rather than going around the jack, she's moved it out.
Hasn't done herself too much damage though. We saw last week on the broadcast as well with the finals weekend that Remuera has just recently had its surface re-stretched. So this rink characteristically in the past played quite narrow, and if you had good weight you could play some pretty consistent draw bowls, but it is certainly turning a lot more than it used to, so expect to see players really draw in off that boundary line and come back to the jack on quite a nice arc. That one might find its way to the ditch.
Yep, Linda will be looking to correct on her last one. Her line wasn't too bad. Now the bonus shot for Lisa Prideaux.
Yeah, great opportunity to score a 3 early on here. Notice watching Lisa from the marker's perspective today, whenever she lifts her back foot she tends to be a little bit heavy.
Only a little bit.
Yeah, only a little bit. It's funny, like subconsciously as a player you quite often think, oh that's heavy, and it's usually the ones that feel the worst turn out to be the best. But that's her, I figured that's her little tell when she lifts her back foot.
Alright, I'll watch with interest. Oh well, a good start for Lisa, drawing first blood with a 3-shot lead.
Yeah, certainly a big advantage. Linda got off to a pretty good early lead in her semi-final against Ashley. I want to say she was about 12-4 up or something, and Ashley fought back to a 21-15. Lisa and Rima, on the other hand, they were 9-all, going pretty much shot for shot. Lisa scored a couple of numbers, shot out to I think it was about 16-9 before Rima closed the gap again. And Lisa playing an amazing shot on the last end, drove all three of Rima's bowls out of the head to hold three herself to win the game. So that was the only real bit of aggression we saw in that semi-final. Certainly a shot that Lisa does have in her repertoire. We haven't seen too much aggression from Linda today, but to be fair, she hasn't really needed to use it either.
So looking at that line, you'd probably still want to be just inside that boundary line.
You sort of, as a rough guide when the mat's back like that, you're sort of looking to fall just inside that chalk line. And it turns back quite nicely. You get outside the rink and it does tend to hang if you're down the far end of the green.
Do we know what bowls these players are playing with?
So Lisa usually would use an LS125, the Drake's Pride model, but she's actually playing with a set she's borrowed from the club. She's playing with a set of Dynamics, I believe they are.
Oh yeah.
And Linda Fenton's playing with Dreamlines.
Both ladies have quite solid actions in their deliveries.
Yeah, nice and simple. Nothing too overcomplicated. Great shot here from Linda.
Yeah, nice correction from Linda. Lisa has been in the Bowls New Zealand high performance squad a few years back, I believe.
Yeah.
In the development mix.
I don't think she was ever capped for New Zealand, but certainly been involved in that high performance side. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong shortly.
No need for Lisa to change anything here, just the same again. In the area. Yeah, very consistent bowling from Lisa. I think Linda's weighing up her options now. Staying on the forehand, looking to correct. There's definitely still room in there.
Yeah, definitely no need to change there. You've got your own bowls to work off. Just looks to overcorrect it a little bit. You might get a piece of it.
Oh no, that's a perfect bowl.
Have our patron of Bowls Auckland there, Mr. Kevin Hickland, volunteering his services today to be the marker. Yeah, one to Linda. I just had a look on the Bowls New Zealand website as well with the list of capped players, and Lisa's yet to be capped, so...
It's always good being able to score a point after you've dropped a number like that. It just sort of closes the gap and, you know, it's less punishing.
Oh, mentally it's huge. It gets you back in the game, especially when you start dropping multiple sort of ends. You sort of start to panic. It's good just to get one under your belt. Be interesting to see the length, I think, as well. Like we've seen here, two quite long ends, and now a third long end. And in the semi-final, the length sort of tended to be, um, mat right back, 3/4 to full length in both games. However, we saw in the men's triples final last week the short end being very effective. So it'd be interesting to see, firstly, if the players are aware of that, and then secondly, when they pull that trigger, and if they actually pull that trigger.
Yeah, I suppose at this stage of the game, both players are just feeling it out. So it'll be as the game progresses where we may or may not see any changes. They do. It seems as though Lisa's, having a preference on that side of the rink. Linda's going to prove me wrong here, of course. She started off on the backhand, and it was that same side of the rink she previously played on. But she switched to the forehand. Depends on the legs here, but she'll go to a handy spot. It's a good line to work with as well.
Yeah, and that's part of Lisa's game that you'll expect to see quite a bit as the game goes on. She's never shy to be that bit narrow, finish just jack high onto that side. She's always sort of looking to move the kitty or manipulate the head, but also covering those back bowls. She's not trying too hard to be overly precise, just giving herself opportunities. And Linda here having a dreamline hook right away.
Really lovely speed. I had a scroll through the results earlier, and both players looked to have a pretty good run through post section in the sense that they were winning their games, 21 to 12, 21 to 9. It could be in Linda's eye a little bit, but there's definitely a track around there to draw.
Oh, that's a
Little touch.
It's a really unfortunate shot.
Yeah, gave it a great effort. I'm not sure if she's cut down any shots at this point. Did I see a slight lift of the leg?
Yeah, I think that's a narrow one, but she might get away with this.
Yeah, if it hangs about, might rest.
I'll tell you what, she sits that bowl. She's got 4.
Yeah, those are 4 pretty consistent bowls from Lisa.
Well, a couple here for sure. That's 2.
Yep, she'll work her way around Lisa's bowls.
That one's definitely in.
Number 3, and I'm not sure that the 4th one's in. Another 3 to Lisa in this race to 21.
Yeah, it's certainly a good start, scoring well, going away from the clubhouse.
I imagine she'll keep a similar length. I mean, even the point that she dropped on that second end was a good last bowl from Linda. Lisa still had a pretty good head.
See that full length.
And I imagine she'll come down the rink side. She's been playing that so well. So early in the game as well. Has not taken her long to find her rhythm. Commentator's curse.
I see. I'd call that the ditch hand. I thought you were right there.
Oh, sorry, ditch hand.
Ooh, that.
Yeah, I am interested in the change there. Perhaps, Linda did draw the shot coming down that hand last end, coming in this direction.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't really played here enough since the latest sort of change in conditions, but the ditch hand was always the slightly more drawing hand of the two, particularly on the TV rink here. Yeah, she's going to change back now.
It's on a wider line than usual, but the speed is good. It's a good one to work from.
Here it looks as though Linda's pushed it wide as well. You can see those chalk marks that indicate the boundary of the rink about 3/4 of the way up off the screen. And if you sort of find yourself outside of those where the chalk starts, it's pretty hard to get back down. This bowl of Linda's done alright though.
I still like Lisa coming down that ditch side. I think she can get a nice path inside Linda's last bowl. And like I say, she has been playing that side really well. I wouldn't be off put by that bowl there. Of course, it always looks different from the mat view.
Looks very different from the mat.
I think that's a good track for Lisa.
Just needs to find a clean run.
Clears the path a little bit for her next one, depending on what Linda does, of course.
Well, returns the favour.
Yeah, it doesn't look a particularly easy track down that rink side, now that I've got my terminology right. I made sense in my head.
It's alright, as long as you can understand yourself, that's all that matters.
Yeah, if I were Lisa, I'd still be coming down that backhand, the ditch side. Similar bowl to her last.
Yeah, she's even got options if she was to put another yard of weight on and actually work off her own, or sit Linda's shot bowl as well. Give herself some opportunities rather than trying to play the perfect bowl.
If she had last bowl, it would almost be tempting to play through that shot blue bowl. I think she might have, second, third and fourth maybe. But of course, Linda does have a bowl to come, so...
I mean, sometimes when you're 6-1 up, though, you can play a shot like that and put the pressure on, and
if you're slightly tight, you get it into the ditch, you know.
Win that psychological battle up front early, it doesn't have to be a perfect shot, but you just show your intent. Yeah, looked like she put a lot of effort into it, but it's certainly
I
running
think she is playing it, yep. She's got some pace, needs a great effort. I like that she played with that intent though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
She had options there.
And I think you're right, she would have probably had the next two, definitely two.
And still worth playing something like that, even with, Linda having that last bowl. At the end of the day, she still has to play it, and if you can just keep putting that pressure on.
Yeah, that's a bit of a safety shot, really.
Yeah,
She's played at pretty good speed, though.
Yeah, the speed was what she needed. She'll be disappointed not to get a bonus shot. It was a good opportunity there.
Oops.
Well, if the pattern continues of Lisa scoring 3s and Linda scoring 1s, could be a pretty quick game, but I'm sure it won't stay that way. Still a reasonably long end.
Yeah, and I guess for Linda now, she just needs to get that first barrel pressure on.
Down to the speed, I think.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really good start by Linda. Exactly what she needed.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm not even sure where that came from.
Jeez. Copyright infringement. It's why you don't keep Spotify open on your phone. Ah, funny.
Weirdly, it wasn't open, but a really good reply from Lisa Prideaux on the forehand. This will be a nice shot for Linda. I think she's just on the wider side, but I do like a head set up like that. Sort of got that bowl jack target.
You can tell she's certainly playing with that intent to reach. Camera ran really nicely as well from Lisa, just a little bit high. Come to a good spot though, because Linda is playing, well, seems to be playing just a little bit over the draw. That's a much better line.
Better line, so yeah, and the speed looks good too, right?
Ooh, just got away at the end, but she gets shot, I would think.
Find out from Kevin soon.
Ooh, measure.
Yeah, indicating that, yep, that it's a measure. Be interesting to see what Lisa does here. Yeah, it's a good decision by Lisa to follow that bowl up and come have a better look at the head.
Yeah, she's sort of, I don't know what she's sort of trying to build there. It's not really building a head, putting a bowl back there.
Linda just needs to do very similar again, maybe a touch more speed, just to look for a little bit of movement on the jack or a rest on the bowl, Lisa's bowl.
Just do speed again.
Oh, the line was brilliant.
I'd be thinking Lisa's just trying to draw underneath that purple bowl. Don't want to be too aggressive, because any jack movement, or subtle jack movement's probably not going to be in her favour.
Does come with a lot of risk going down that hand. You know, if she gets the underneath of the jack, she's slicing it to 2 down potentially. Well, maybe not 2 down. Slightly wide, you're knocking that blue over. I'd almost be tempted to come the backhand. Depends where you get that ball. Nah, around Linda's blue one. Just looking to either get the inside of yours or the outside of yours, really. Just on the draw. I think that forehand just comes with a little bit more risk. Yep, she's opting for the backhand. I like that.
Oh, she's going underneath. Oh no. It looked like she put a bit of weight on that.
Yeah, potentially the weight wasn't what she was after.
2 shots in her mind, maybe.
I'm guilty of that.
I think we all are sometimes. And it's hard when it's close too. You sort of...
Yeah, sometimes people have that mentality of, I'm going to play it as if I'm down, and that can give them that little bit of extra confidence in the way that they play the shot. Lisa's been awarded the shot. So that makes the score 7-2 to Lisa Prideaux from Auckland Bowling Club over Linda Fenton from Howick. Very consistent jack throws. Always play such a huge part in the game.
Oh, it's massive in singles to be able to control the jack. I want to go out on a limb and say that I don't think I saw a jack get thrown back during the semi-finals.
Beautiful action. I think she liked that one out of the hand.
Certainly a better line than what she's put down this way previously.
Yep, really good start.
Interesting that Linda's changed hands now. I know she's played a few on that rink side coming this way, but she's primarily been playing
They both seem
the
to have
inside
switched.
hand. Yeah, they've switched. And it's not as though Lisa's bowl would force you to switch hands either.
No, I wonder if she thought maybe it was a bit more jack low than perhaps it is. But yeah, if she wanted to play that hand, she certainly could have. Close again from Lisa. Even better than the first.
Yeah, it's a great bowl. Just builds the pressure.
Needs it to hold and hang about. Yeah, really nice bowl. Beautifully played. What would you do now if you were Lisa?
I mean, having watched Lisa play the last game, she doesn't tend to change her hand too much. She'll be quite happy drawing underneath her own. If she gets a piece of it, turns it over. She doesn't overreact. Quite often you see players will put a bowl in and they'll change their hand, try to chase the shot.
Yeah.
I think it shows a lot of Lisa's experience that she just sticks to her game plan, builds her own head. I think that was a bit of a loose one. We'll blame me for giving her a compliment.
Is it going to turn under this blue bowl? Yep. Come into a good spot.
One. Just won the call from Kevin Hickland. Again, I think we'll see that same kind of weighted draw from Lisa. I don't think we'll see a change of hand. If anything, it's more dangerous changing your hand now, trailing it back to Linda's other bowl.
Yep, she looks pretty set on what she's about to do on the forehand, which is good. Definitely options there. Not a fan. Yeah, just pushing it wide by the looks. Notice that Linda's pre-shot routine typically involves checking the bias. Always does that little tilt on the bowl. So I doubt she'll be getting to the wrong bias tin at the end of the day all too often.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I've always sort of had that whole cricket Shane Warne wrist spin sort of thing. The bias falls into my hand just naturally. But I've always found it funny when people have they're on the mat ready to deliver, and then it's just such an unnecessary step. You think you'd check your bias before you stand on the mat.
It's quite common though, eh? You see it a fair bit.
I think that's just the one.
Yes, 3-7.
And the scoring pattern continues. Well, this I was going to say it looks a bit shorter, but
I think that's where they threw it last time,
yeah,
coming in this direction.
The tee's a bit faded. I couldn't quite tell it was the 2 metre mark.
Opting for the backhand. Might be enough to force Lisa to change hands.
Yeah, I would just about say it's in that sort of tricky spot. Yeah, on the backhand.
Yeah, that's a fair call. Of course, we have the men's semi-finals playing further along the green.
I'll just check Bowls Hub to see who's on what side of the board, and then I'll give you a score update. What do I want? Semi-finals. So, Lonnie Paloma of Carlton Cornwall is currently trailing Sean Hurd of Pringle Park 12-4. And Liam Hill, representing Auckland Bowling Club, is trailing Mike Galloway of Royal Oak 9-5. That's assuming my eyes are good enough to read. It looks like a 9 from here.
I'm too short to see over the screens. So you're on your own. Meanwhile, Linda has played a brilliant bowl on the forehand to draw a shot.
And Lisa doesn't look very happy with this one.
I imagine very similar again from Linda. She may, of course, decide to go around her bowl and look for a bit of cover.
Sorry,
And she has.
Just watching that little kid walk in and just stick his head straight into the rubbish bin. It was so priceless.
That was a great position bowl by Linda. She played that very well. It's on a good track. This is coming in beautifully for shot. Well played.
Well played. Again, it didn't look like she liked that one. You saw the facial expressions start working up.
She is pretty expressive. Now will Linda be looking for a little bit of either shot bowl movement or jack movement? She's got a couple of options down there, especially with the back bowl she'd put in. Nope. I would have been tempted to have looked under her first blue bowl.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a part of Linda's game. Certainly wouldn't be, how do I put this? It certainly wouldn't be something she's characterised for.
Yeah.
Definitely more of a draw bowler.
Another shot to Lisa to make it 8-3 in this race to 21 shots. Of course, the winner will be crowned Auckland Champion of Champion singles winner. And they will, is it Dunedin?
Yep, Colin's nodding.
Good. And when's that being played?
Oh no, now you're asking too hard a question. Sometime in July.
Brilliant. It's quite the pathway, isn't it? To first have to win your club singles title and then come through the centre.
Oh, it's certainly a lot of hard work. I was only lucky enough to get one fours title myself, so quietly optimistic. But then the worst part is the fours champs are in Auckland, so you don't get a holiday.
You got home advantage.
Let's pull it up short. See the sun coming through as well. We've got the sides up at Remuera today. Beautiful sunny day. But of course we're playing indoors for the sole purpose being that it better replicates the conditions at Champs. So fortunate enough to have a couple of cover facilities here in Auckland, and the decision was made that with Champs now being played in July in the indoor arenas around the country, we would do ours the same.
That makes sense.
Best prepare our players. I know a lot of centres are playing their Champ stuff on grass still, so it's sort of a little. Well, yeah, I suppose it's kind of an advantage being able to prepare yourself better for those conditions.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It is a beautiful day outside, of course.
Yeah, we don't get many of them in Auckland these days.
It'll probably bucket down in a couple of hours.
Give it 10 minutes, yeah. Great bowl here from Lisa.
Yeah, she's had a really good speed with all three of her bowls. Linda backing herself to correct it with her third bowl.
Not too far away if it gets down.
Yeah, this is a cracker. Might just need to run on a little more. Certainly cut it down anyway.
You can see, I think we might see a little bit of aggression here. Just get Lisa onto that bowl, turn it out 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's all it needs. Certainly no need to fly at it.
Sounded like Liam Hill in the background. He'd be the only one that drives that fast out of the 4 remaining semi-finalists.
She looks like she's playing for it, you're right.
I think she's just a little bit high, but she can work off her own.
Or probably needed a thicker edge.
She might even still have the shot though, of course.
It's great to see that style of play though. I mean, you've got to create your own opportunities sometimes. You know, she had a good head, wanted to capitalise on that.
Oh, of course, and especially in singles, those little mental victories can be more important than scoring points sometimes. Great goal from Linda.
Yeah, that's excellent. excellent third and fourth bowl from Linda Fenton.
So it potentially could be her first 2 of the game. Not sure what happened there. Wait for the scoreboard.
They were good timely shots from Linda anyway. A head like that, it would have been all too easy for Lisa to pull away that much further on the board, but Linda said nope.
Yeah, and we still see that scoring pattern of Lisa scoring away from the clubhouse and Linda scoring back towards the clubhouse, although obviously a couple of threes there to Lisa the difference at the moment.
And it's usually with Linda's third or fourth bowl, isn't it? Drawing those shots. Have we seen the scoreboard yet?
No, he hasn't flipped it over.
Oh. Well, Lisa didn't really like that one out of the hand, but it's coming pretty handy. She's not too far away.
We'll just put one up and assume it was one, and then if it changes later, we'll...
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. How's the weight here? Is she going to promote her own? Yep, that'll do it. Another good one here from Lisa. Little touch. Yeah, perfect. This one's a better one from Linda, isn't it?
Yeah,
Might
like
need that same
a
touch.
little bit too oh no, she's got enough of it to turn in. She'll want to build this, because this will be scoring out a trend of 15 scoring away from the clubhouse.
Still like the backhand for Lisa. No reason she can't use Linda's last bowl.
Heavy, I would think.
Might touch that one again.
It looks like it could be the shot from that angle.
Yeah, I think she'll be happy with that as a result. Kevin indicating that Lisa holds shot.
Well, it looks like a searching weight.
We'll need to get the outside of the jack if any. Oh, pretty fair effort. She gave that a chance.
I guess looking for her own bowl more so than Lisa's shot there.
Yeah, there wasn't really a direct path to Lisa's bowl, so I like that she was looking to turn her own over. I think Lisa's on the wide path there. The speed was pretty handy though. "9-4", Kevin said. So far so good with our scoring. Thanks, team. This long length is working for Lisa, so I doubt she'll change it up at this point in time.
I think most players are sort of enjoying that length, but a little bit shorter.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of a mid-length, isn't it? Almost.
It's not quite getting that finish he's looking for, I don't think. Although it's not a bad bowl.
No, and again, her speed's good. I think it just shows the standard that she holds herself to, and there's nothing wrong with that. She knows what she's capable of. And she knows that to be scoring, the bowls do need to be closer than that as a start.
Yeah, it's a pretty tidy start from Linda as well.
Again, a really nice speed. Pretty good line again from Linda. Down to the weight here.
Not sure on that one. Hard to tell from that angle.
Another good line. Certainly found her line on that ditch side.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see a little bit of doubt creep into Lisa now. She's really questioning her delivery. Get the inside edge of the jack, slice it out. Hasn't helped her at all.
Linda weighing up her options. Sticking to the backhand. And that's a good decision. Looking good.
Yeah, looking really good.
Looking to finish off now. That's a really good spot too. I wonder if Lisa will change. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Just looking to follow Linda down. She
second shot ideally, but obviously chance to draw there as well. Bit heavy again.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the line.
You're holding shot.
Interesting. I don't know if she asked the wrong question or if she just asked if she was holding. Looks as though she's got two.
Not sure that Linda's drawn a bonus shot yet, so this could be the time. Sneak.
Nope. Just got caught up on the short one.
Yeah, I think if she found her way past, she might have crept in.
Looks as though she's got a couple though.
That slight change in length Might have changed the momentum of the game a little bit, depending on how this next end goes.
Just the one.
Was it just the one, was it?
I think so.
Sure the scoreboard will tell us. Yeah, I think Linda gave it some good thought as to where she'd like that jack to go. And she's certainly altered the length here. Looks to be a shorter end. The shortest we've seen all game. That's brilliant.
Yeah, great opener. And that change of length now.
Excellent decision by Linda Fenton.
I think Lisa might be MIA at the moment. Here she is, running back into the stadium.
Just making sure that bowl gets chalked. It's really either way for Lisa at this stage. Just depends on her personal preference.
Yeah, I mean, the first bowl you just don't want to be short, really. Give yourself something to play to.
That's it.
Yeah, that's alright. Good home.
Yep, that's always going to come in handy. Linda can look to do the same again. If not, just pass is always a good option. A good speed.
Is that ball behind Jack or in front, think? Yes, please.
Always good to ask those questions and paint a picture for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it probably doesn't change her shot too much. Either way, she's sort of, if she's going to commit to that backhand, then she is probably looking to sit the bowl through, as opposed to on the forehand where you'd be more so looking to grab the jack.
It's a really good second shot there. It is important to still, even if you're one down, still look to build that head.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, now she's probably got a good opportunity to change hands to the forehand, bring that jack around the corner, providing Linda doesn't get in there herself. She looks to be on a pretty good line here.
Yeah, the forehand trail does look really appealing. Yep, and she's changing. Forehand trail or just sit the shot bowl, that's an option as well. Nice delivery.
Looks to be on a good line. I just don't
How's
know
the
if she's quite
speed?
got the speed.
Yeah, I think with those shots, you always want to feel like you're giving those ones a chance, don't you?
It is a tricky green to play those sort of shots on too. You kind of trick yourself into needing a little bit more weight than you think.
the good news for Lisa is that same shot is still available to her. And having that bowl there might act as a guide, a good guide.
It's not. It's short enough that you can draw around it still.
Yeah, it might make her clearer on what weight she's keen to play.
Bit too much weight this time. Although
Is
she
it
still
going to
gets a
dive?
good dive. It's definitely a better weight.
Yeah, I mean, possibly slightly overplayed. However, if you did grab the jack, it's still going to be effective. So, again, just giving it a chance is always a good feeling. But Linda takes the shot, and what a good first bowl that was.
Yeah, and breaks the scoring pattern too. So, first consecutive end scored.
Do you think we'll see the same sort of length from her now? Did work pretty well for her. Scored the last two ends.
Certainly worth considering, although this jack looks like it's going a long way back. Oh, it's in the ditch. Well, missed opportunity there, I think.
Yeah, Linda was the first player to score consecutive ends, right?
Yeah.
And
Interestingly, Lisa's now throwing a short jack. Excuse me.
yeah, I think that's about where she threw it 2 ends ago, coming in this direction. And of course, Linda.
I was going to say the mat's up, but no, it's sort of about where it is, where it has been, sorry.
Well, she may have lost the jack initially, but she certainly made up for it with a first bowl like that. First bowl effectiveness goes a long way, and Linda's really done that the last few ends.
Pretty tidy reply here from Lisa as well.
Yeah, if she can get inside it. Great effort. The sit down might have helped. I'd be changing hands now if I was Linda. I think if she sticks to that same ditch side, she'd have to be looking past, because she's really only going to be looking for Lisa's bowl, isn't she?
Yeah, unless you were looking to sort of be deliberately narrow and move the jack. But she is lining up on the forehand. Oh, she's put that in a pretty good spot. No, I don't think that's quite what she was intending.
No, I think Linda could... Oh, what do you think? Under or around? I feel like it's either way. Obviously, underneath, you'd be looking for a little bit more speed, but she can afford to play with that little bit more speed.
Yeah. You can afford to sit Lisa's bowl. I guess it depends just really on how confident she is at getting around that bowl and getting back to the jack. Looking at this, it sort of indicates that it's quite possible, but she just needed to be a little bit tighter to the bowl.
Yeah, she still had some more room to work with, didn't she? Speed was really good. So Kevin favours the jack low bowl, which would indicate Lisa's bowl. That may change Lisa's shot if she's already holding. Yeah. On second thought.
Yeah, it's an interesting head. You sort of, if Lisa's got the shot, you almost want to stay away from it and cover at this point.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I'd definitely be looking to cover, sort of find a path and sit yourself right in the middle of those triangle of blues.
Yeah, she's done this pretty well.
Yeah, needs a bit more finish, but that's a good spot nonetheless.
Because I think Linda's shot now is definitely to play underneath, try to sit the shot bowl, get a piece of the jack, move it out to the left of screen as we see it from this angle.
Yeah, bowler jack is good. That was the only thing with, I mean, you can't be everywhere, of course, but, you know, if Lisa were to have covered that spot perfectly, of course she's not covering the option of Linda playing the bowl out.
Yes.
But of course if she were to draw a good third shot, then she's probably not covering the back. So, yep.
I mean, even if Linda's got the shot, it's still worthwhile trying to move the jack.
Absolutely. Lisa, of course, does have last bowl, so that'll count for a lot. I'd definitely be looking underneath Lisa's bowl there. Might get her own. Use it. Won't be enough for shot. Or you'd be wishing you had one more bowl.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Lisa's going to play this one. There's a fair bit of risk involved. Obviously there's room for a perfect draw, but also quite a bit of risk involved.
I think if you're on the forehand, it's reasonably safe going around her short bowl, just inside Linda's, sorry. You just want to be backing your line, making sure your line's good more than anything. Chances are on that forehand, you're probably not going to get the finish
No,
anyways.
I wouldn't think so.
Which really just makes it that much safer.
I think it's the sort of shot you're not trying too hard with.
Just got the line right anyway.
Right, now we'll see how good Kevin's eyes are.
Oh, Lisa had a good look at it as well.
Pretty good little crowd today here at Remuera. You see in the background there you got Rima Strickland, the defeated semi-finalist, Steve Campbell to the right of screen to the flag there, lost to Mike Galloway 21-18. Steve's just a junior bowler, so great performance from him coming through against someone like Mike Galloway. Good support crew from Auckland here, because obviously we've got Liam Hill in the other semi-final as well. There was quite a good crowd from Howick as well, who have stuck around to watch and support Linda in the final. So great to see club mates out here supporting each other.
Absolutely. And Rima, of course, just won the Auckland Peers, was it?
Yes, the Peers last weekend with Nicole Singer playing out of Royal Oak.
Was that the Open Peers or the Champ of Champ?
That was the Open Peers. Champ of Champ Peers a couple of weekends' time.
Nice. Back to the full length if it stays on. Which it did. So this will be interesting to see who can adjust back quickly to this length. Of course, Lisa has just thrown it there, so that gives her the upper hand. That length did give her the lead that she still has managed to attain.
Yeah, fair effort, but certainly I think she would have wanted to be a little bit closer than that with her first. Left the window of opportunity for Linda now. Particularly in the semi-final, it was one thing I noticed in Linda's game is if Ashley left her a little bit of room, she was very quick to capitalise on it. That's a lot of applause coming from the far end, which would suggest, looking at the scoreboard, that Sean Hurd has defeated Lonnie Paloma from Carlton Cornwall.
Oh, that was a big edge, and it was needed for the way that bowl was tracking.
Teamwork.
Yep, it's the natural reaction to a bowl like that, but hey, got to take him. Linda switching to the forehand. She's on a good path, I think. Down to the speed now. Line was brilliant. So Lisa, same again, but not allowing for an edge this time. We could.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's a bit further out now, of course.
It'd be a bit rude to do it twice, though. Well, she hasn't liked other bowls in the past and got away with them.
She might need to connect with this one and hang around.
Big brake pedal.
I think she's probably got away with that speed twice now, but it's all right.
As I say, it's usually my worst feeling ones that turn out to be the best as well.
Well, Linda's switching to the backhand, is she? She has played a lot of good ones down that side.
Yeah, I guess she feels as though she's got Lisa's bowl to sit there now.
She might need a feather as well off the front and wriggle in. They'll need a little bit more wriggle.
Yeah, what Linda doesn't want to be doing here is dropping a 3. She's sort of done well to recover from the early 2 3s that she's dropped, but at this stage of the game it can be a big turning point.
Yeah, she hasn't been more than 5 down at this stage, but of course with a number here, that lead would extend. That's a really nice bowl.
Great shot.
Puts a bit of pressure on. Look nice out of the hand. She seems interested.
Yeah, I think
Probably
she's
needs
just
to
going to be under
hold.
the line.
Yeah, I think a little bit more of each would have been the recipe there.
Yeah, tricky shot that, to be fair. It's easy to get too much weight on it and just end up in the ditch.
I do wonder if it would have been worth following Lisa down on the forehand, but hey, it really doesn't matter for a shot like that. It is just
No.
where you feel more confident. She obviously felt more confident on the backhand. Conceded 2 so far. Lisa's happy with that.
Yep, 3.
Or 3, was it?
Yep. The kids are having a good time.
So Lisa pulls away to a 13-6 lead.
Maybe it was only 2.
Can you just do this one here while I just go to the bathroom? Thanks, mate.
Just wait for Lisa. It looked as though she only turned over 2. We'll just wait for another camera angle.
Yep.
Well, it was only 2.
Even though it's only 1 shot difference from a 13, there's something about that hitting the, the teens.
Oh, yes, yeah.
You know, psychologically, 12-6.
You break down those milestones, right?
Yeah, 12-6 feels better than 13-6 if you're, in Linda's position.
Do you find you have numbers that you don't like landing on in singles?
I mean, I love landing on 21.
Don't we all?
No, I love landing on all the numbers on my way up. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, 13 to me wouldn't be an unlucky,
Oh,
superstitious
no, see,
thing.
12 for me. I don't like 12, and I don't like 18.
Interesting.
At 17, I feel like because when you get to checkout range, I think so. Like 17, you can score a 4 and win the game, but realistically, you're sort of thinking 3 more ends, couple of 2s, maybe drop a 1. But at 18, you're sort of thinking I can play a really good shot and score 3 here, and you sort of start to chase it a little bit. So 18, I get stuck on quite a lot.
Well, it's good that you're making it to 18 quite a lot.
Yeah.
I guess for some people, maybe it's getting to 20, right? That last shot can be a little bit of a
the
barrier.
amount of people I know that get stuck on 20 and struggle to get that last 1 point. It probably would. I mean, in some cases, it is the hardest one to get. And by that point, your opposition's playing with nothing to lose.
I guess the way I'd approach that is, and very cliche, of course, but that scoring that 1 point is no different to any other points that you've been scoring in the game. It really is just a psychological thing. So again, it's just bringing it back to the basics, back to the process. And at the end of the day, the opposition is probably feeling more pressure than you are if you're sitting on 20.
Yeah. And I think that particularly in singles, the big one for me is the race to 10. That first person to get double figures.
Double digits is always a good little milestone.
Yeah. And then equally when you're chasing, like you're 6 behind now. I think for Linda it's right, get to 10 and then reassess.
So Lisa switched to the ditch side, which she played really well on that ditch side in both directions in those first few ends of this game. And then, of course, wound up on the rink side. So,
yeah, great reply from Linda too. Yeah, if you can find that line on that ditch hand, it'll come in very nicely. And then it's just a matter of getting the weight right.
Yes.
Although it's quite interesting just comparing this rink today to rink 7, which I marked the semi-final on, where both hands drew quite evenly, whereas it seems the inside rink hand isn't quite turning as much as the ditch hand.
it's not too far away. Is she going to get a little turn? Not in time. Linda still looks to be holding. Can she draw the bonus shot?
Yeah, well, she's lost the last couple of ends now. Needs to start working on that gap a little bit. Yeah, but she's heavy and wide. It's a disappointing bowl.
Yeah, bonus shots are so important, aren't they? Especially when your opposition has no chance to reply. They've run out of bowls for the end.
Yeah.
Wonder if she'll resort back to the jack length. The shorter jack length, I should say.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. This is going to sound harsh, but I wouldn't describe Linda as a prominent singles player. I think she's played off the front end of a team for the last few years. So I think looking back on this weekend and even looking back on perhaps the last couple of games, you learn so much about singles by playing and that experience, and it's a very different game to a team game. Especially in psychology, it's such a big thing on psychology in singles, and unless you've really been there and done it and experienced it, you don't often think about things like jack length the same.
Yeah, I think those are sort of the things that, like you the more you play, the more experience you get, the those sorts of factors all come into the equation. And yeah, perhaps she hasn't been characterised as a singles player, but like you mentioned, she's sort of recently out of the junior.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an experience thing. It's not a criticism at all. It's one of those things that come with time.
Absolutely.
And of course, singles is a bit of a dying art too, because we only really now play it, outside of club champs. It's only really played at the highest levels.
Yep. 2 effective bowls there, really. One on the head, one behind. Looking at Lisa Prideaux's achievements over the years, a lot of them, she looks to be playing down the order, so naturally it makes sense to be going well in singles.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably, and I mean, you can read the list, but a lot of, a lot of titles playing lead in 2, especially pairs or in triples.
Yeah, definitely looks to be a specialist pairs lead and triples lead or 2, and that's across centre level and national level. See that her and Val Smith won 2 of the national pairs within a 3-year period, and from memory they picked up a bronze, maybe even a silver at some point, so a great combination there. Both representative bowlers for Auckland?
I believe Linda Fenton plays in the development side. Lisa plays in the Open or Premier side.
Yeah. At least we'll be hoping this will hang about. It's going to run away. Good opportunity for Linda here.
I want to say Linda played in the pairs, but perhaps you would remember that.
In the development?
Yeah.
I don't remember playing against Linda, so she might have been...
Might have been in the 4s.
Quite possibly. I think Lisa, there's no real reason to change, you know, she just played a good sighter down there, she wasn't too far away, the speed was good. I think a slightly wider line, you're either picking up the jack or resting the shot bowl, you know, whether you stay around for shot or cut it down to 1.
Yeah, she was playing 3 in the 4s.
I'd consider myself lucky that I didn't cross paths, but the pairs team were just as dangerous.
Yeah, it was certainly a pretty intense battle, that development octagonal.
Lisa's on the tighter line again. How's the speed though? Yeah.
I'd say she's just snuck one in there.
Yeah, looks to be good enough for shot, doesn't it? Might be getting the measures out. Fair enough.
Just Kevin had taken notes on the scorecard, so he must have been confident.
Looks like 1 to Lisa.
Oh no,
Oh.
she's handed Jack over. 1 to Linda.
My apologies. Closes the gap a little bit. Lisa's still holding on to that, 4 or 5 point buffer that she claimed earlier on in the game with her 2 threes. But Linda's certainly been getting some bowls on the head, and
Yeah, and I guess Linda's probably played slightly better coming this way back towards the clubhouse, so again, that sort of psychology of wanting to do well this way, or having done better this way in the past. Opportunity for her now to score again here.
yeah, no one scored more than 2 ends in a row, so that always makes for a good game. It's really only been those multiples that Lisa scored early on that's making the difference here.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bouncer.
Yeah, made it look like she thought that one was a bit pacey, but
I think she just let it go
good.
really bad. You saw it really wobble out of the hand, but
yeah.
an alright bowl in the end.
Yeah, and certainly for that full length as well.
Not a bad reply.
Needs the weight to hold it, to collide with the shot bowl.
Great
Oh.
shot. Unfortunate result though.
Yeah, played it almost to perfection. If Lisa can nail the jack here, Linda will be in all sorts of strife. No, she knew that one out of the hand, that it was tight. Well, options, no reason you can't just stick to the backhand and draw another bowl. And then possibly with the last one, depending on what Lisa does, look for a bit of a promotion or
Sorta.
replace the shot bowl.
Tell you what, she's not far away again here.
It's probably a little bit stiff again, right?
Yeah, I'd still argue the percentage shot now is probably on the forehand for Linda. Turn one of your own over, and if you're a bit wide, you could get onto Lisa's bowl as well. Certainly a reaching weight shot there.
Yeah.
Whereas I think for Lisa now, you either did draw this or you put something in behind.
Yeah, I'd be looking to draw another one onto the head, but playing it in a way that if you're going to miss it all, you're missing on the right side, and in this case it would be past.
Probably a bit more further through than I was perhaps envisioning, but stayed on. And Linda sticking with the backhand.
Yeah, there's certainly options on the backhand. Probably very similar to the forehand, really. Looks to be more of a draw, though. Not a bad effort. But yeah, percentage-wise, possibly a little more chance, with that 2-bowl target of promoting one of your own.
Yeah, I guess, you could argue that she had no back position, but I think the aggressive player in me looks at that and says, I've got 3 bowls there that I can create an opportunity from. And if you want to be really optimistic, you could play a good running weight and get that short one of Linda's as well, and bring that in, and you've got 4 bowls to create opportunity from, so... But again, as we've mentioned, it's not really a huge part of Linda's game that we believe, so...
Lisa opting not to play her last bowl. Too many blues on the head, perhaps.
Nah, just a wuss. We had a joke at the end of the game that she should use some of her prize money to fix her glasses subscription because she doubted every single call that I made, and I got every single one right. What are we? 1 to Lisa, 13-8. Keep the scorecard in the commentary booth up to date, and the jack's gone long again.
Yeah, Lisa's been very consistent with that length. Beautiful speed.
That door is in the perfect place to annoy me. Looks as though the score is 11-8 in favour of Liam Hill now in the other men's semi-final.
How old is Liam Hill now?
Oh, don't ask me that. I
Okay.
think he's 18. No, he's younger than that. Ryan's older. I think he might be 16 or 17.
I've just been told 15.
15.
Close.
I don't know. I can, it's alright. Unless they're standing next to each other, I can never tell them apart. And one's got an afro and one doesn't.
Seems to be a name that's popping up a lot in the Auckland region. He's obviously having a really good season, and
Oh yeah, and look, he's riding a wave of confidence at the moment. You know, they've sort of played most of their bowls primarily out of the Auckland Bowling Club now. Obviously, his uncle Jamie and cousin Ryan are all having really good seasons. Auckland winning the National Inter Club. I was about to say Inter. Winning the Inter Club just recently, and Liam was a part of that side. Liam was also a late call up into the Auckland team after after a player had pulled himself out, made himself unavailable. So he's certainly had a very good season, and he's playing at the top level now. So it's really showing.
it's awesome. It's great to see young blood coming through.
Yeah.
We see that around the country, really, don't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, I used to think I was young, but now I feel old. Haven't hit 30 yet though, so I'll hang on to that for a couple more years.
I've just celebrated my 30th, so I can't say that. Brilliant bowl from Lisa Prideaux. Beautiful to watch. Holding 2 now. And a nice channel for Linda to follow that down. Of course, it always looks easier than what it actually is.
And again, I think Linda gets really conscious of not having back position, so she sort of gets a bit conscious of trying to play that perfect draw shot all the time. You see again there, she had a real chance to be, even if she was 2 yards through, it would have been a really good bowl, but instead trying to play that dead draw weight.
Second shot's a good result though. Very expressive, as we've seen all game.
I'll tell you what, she's not far away here. Get a piece of that jack and make 3 of it again.
I really like the way she played that, and just a little over the draw, and she could afford to do that. She's played it to perfection.
Well, if you're ever going to play a drive shot, Linda, I think now's your time.
Yeah, those 2 blacks could peel out really nicely if she played square through it. But even just a couple of rolls on the shot black, she might hang around. Or imagine an edge.
Oh, don't hit that one.
No, it's got a long way to come.
Yeah.
Looks like 2 to Lisa. 15's another little milestone that's always nice to hit. I think, anyway.
Looks like we just have a brief break and play.
Just had a message come through from my mum out of nowhere saying Lisa and Linda Fenton are both lovely. Which is great. We love that. Thanks, Mum.
What's going on there? I see Liam's got his backpack and he looks like he's walked off the green, so maybe that score was a bit higher than I thought. Wait, what happened? Oh, so it sounds like Liam's lost to Mike Galloway. We'll get a final score shortly.
Well done to Mike Galloway. Of course, we do have the men's singles final coming up after this.
Yeah,
This game?
so Sean Hurd of Pringle Park, and as we mentioned, Mike Galloway representing Royal Oak. And that'll be an interesting game too. Both of those men had some pretty tough battles coming through. Sean Hurd came up against Adam Wisnowski in the second round, who actually they played together in their fours team, both out of New Lynn, and obviously Sean's that dual member. That was 21-17, I think it was. Mike Galloway played the young up-and-comer Adam Blucher last night, and that was a 21-17, 21-18, so some really close games, and some really tough opposition coming through the knockout rounds here, as we see the long jack again from Lisa.
Yeah, and you'd expect nothing less in the Auckland Centre, I'm sure.
Yeah, good group of youngsters coming through, but equally the, dare I say, the old guard, still holding their own.
Pretty good opener here from Lisa if she finishes off a little more. Just another mat.
Camera operator fell asleep there.
Looks like Linda drew the shot. She may have connected with Lisa's bowl on the way through and wriggled around. As we see Lisa's second bowl coming down to the head, she's not far away, and I think she will now be holding shot.
It's a very nice bowl.
That never looked like missing. So we see the two lovely ladies exchanging a smile. It's great to see. Love the camaraderie that we see also often in bowls. One of the best parts of the sport. Yeah, it just doesn't get that dive on that hand, does it? It's certainly a holdy aspect there. I liked the intent that she had there. It looked as if though she was intending to come under that bowl, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. That kind of speed would definitely suggest that she was sort of looking to push through the head.
And we haven't really seen a lot of that play from Linda, so it's great. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
And I think it's getting to that point now when your opposition's starting to get close to check-out range that you sort of need to change up the game style a little bit.
Yeah, a little more proactive, maybe. That's a good position bowl by Lisa there. Linda would probably be looking more for the bowl and less of the jack now. I'm sure that was always the plan, but...
Overcorrected here, I think. And it's important too at this point that you don't start panicking. It's still, like 8:15, it's still very manageable to pull a couple back, score a couple here, drop one somewhere along the line.
Absolutely, yeah. There's still a few ones that you can afford to drop at this point as you fight for a few shots yourself.
Yeah, what you wouldn't want to be doing here is give Lisa the opportunity to score 2 or 3.
This one looks like it could come in for second. Yeah,
That's a
excellent
great shot.
bowling from Lisa.
And that makes it very, very hard now for Linda to actually do anything with it. There is a little split there, and she could get through onto the jack herself.
Yep, and she does have one position bowl. If she can get that split as clean as a whistle, be beautiful to watch. Of course, the target's slightly smaller than what she had to work with before, to some degree. Very similar shot though.
She's not too far away
Oh,
here.
hold to it. Little wedge maybe?
Use all 3.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a bowl.
Yeah, that was really well played. Some might say that there was an element of luck there, but I think when you're in the area, you know, she had the right
Oh, she had the right weight.
right
for the
sort of
shot.
line and
Yeah.
certainly the right speed. So, yeah, that was beautifully played. Great shot. Of course, that will make the score 9-15. Lisa Prideaux still in the lead, as we've seen all game.
That'll be a nerve settler, though, for Linda. She'd have felt like the pressure was on at that point.
Yep, and Lisa will be thinking, right, have to start again. And that's all you can do. We did see a few ends earlier where Linda's first bowl was right on the money, so here's another opportunity to do that. Here she comes. It's pulling up a wee bit short there. The crowd certainly liked that bowl of Linda's.
Yeah, strategically placed themselves just off screen, but pretty good crowd sitting up there in the bleachers watching this game. Yeah, that's not a bad start from Lisa. Something to work towards.
This is looking promising for Linda Fenton. Yeah, brilliant shot there. On a good path.
She seemed to be staring it down intently.
Yeah, less expression this time.
Not a bad effort.
Yeah, those are good bowls there. Well played. Good position and still got a good second shot. Beautiful action again by Linda Fenton from the Howick Bowling Club. Yeah, beautiful. Really finding her rhythm here. There's still a little channel for that jack to find its way through if that's how Lisa chooses to play. Just the same speed really as her last one.
Yeah, I think she'll be looking on that little forehand, grab a piece of the jack, just underneath sits the bowl.
Not far away.
Really close here.
Oh, this is excellent bowling from both Linda and Lisa. Of course, Lisa's had the most recent say and she's holding the shot.
Tricky now. You wouldn't want to be into the head trailing it through.
I feel like, is there more chance on the, I was going to say is there more chance on the forehand. It's not to say that there's no chance on the backhand because there absolutely is. If she can just sneak past that short one, get the inside of the shot bowl, that would have been ideal. And the speed was really nice too. Really nice speed. But it wasn't an easy one.
At least we'll just kind of have a look, see where they are. I think we'll see her play on the forehand, just chuck it out wide and let it drift in. Again, not trying too hard.
Yeah, there was one end where she opted not to play her last bowl, so I do wonder if she might decide to pocket that one as well.
Yeah, I think just a little bit more room this time. You give yourself half a chance at least. Equally, she could look to be very confident and play with weight, because if she gets the jack back, it's going to only be an improvement for her.
No, I think that could go all sorts of wrong. If you get the wrong piece, spitting out the side. Again, as long as you're making sure you've got your line right, you can play it with confidence, really. It's not to rule out that bowl, though.
No, we've seen those bowls be good in the past. I tell you what, as this turns,
Yeah, it wasn't too far away.
wasn't too far away at all.
Yeah, if she set that blue, it was certainly a 2.
It's one of those days we need Max there in the middle with the player close-ups for the facial expressions. Get some screen grabs of the facials.
I can see why she was a little bit stressed, but again, you know, she hit that line so well that little extra weight, it didn't matter. You know, she was just sneaking past. You know, had she have cut her line a little bit, well, yeah, that might have gone a little bit wrong.
Oh,
But
19 ends played now. Getting closer to checkout range is Lisa. Linda's still just trying to break into double figures.
That was a brilliant end by both Linda and Lisa. Absolutely shows how and why they've made it thus far.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of quality matches throughout the weekend. Did a bit of a tour yesterday, and the men played 2 games yesterday and then 3 games today, and the women have done the opposite so that we could stream both finals.
Cool.
So yeah, went and watched the men yesterday morning, and as I say, some high quality matches there, and then went over to Royal Oak and watched the women, and again, just some incredible matchups and some really competitive games, and it's great to see, particularly in the Chamber Champs, so many new faces and so many. I mean, obviously Linda's just come out of juniors, but equally quite a few juniors from some of the smaller clubs. You know, in the women's section, particularly Mount Albert, Henderson, Blockhouse Bay, all had juniors representing them in the women. So great to see.
And of course, last year's champion of this event was a junior bowler in her first or second year.
Yeah, first year bowler. Yeah, incredible.
And it just goes to show that, you know, it doesn't matter how new you are, as long as you're entering into these competitions, anything can happen, and that's how it happens. Got to be in to win. And if you don't win, you're certainly gaining a lot anyway, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
She's going to connect with the outside of that bowl. Yep.
Yeah, good result. Frankly, the juniors in Auckland probably deserve everything they get because they practice way too much. Their work ethics are much more superior than some of these more seasoned players.
It's really cool to see that enthusiasm and that willingness to train, though.
Oh, great shot from Lisa.
Yeah, that's excellent. Really showing her quality here. Got a third commentator. Still learning how to talk.
Oh, excuse me. It's good to see the families here supporting.
Definitely. Oh. I think, if anything, Linda was probably hoping to, if she's not connecting with the shot bow and tapping the jack out, finding a good home, but of course cutting that line has meant her last bowl is going to be it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, it makes it very important. She's put herself in a In a bit of a tricky position here, especially if Lisa can get another one in the head. Potentially 2 or 3 down. Just going to pull up short.
I wonder what the situation is.
I would say 2.
2, maybe even 3.
Yeah, change of hand here from Linda.
Yeah, there's a couple of options down that side. Or she's going to get the right edge.
I think she's got the hole.
Oh,
The crowd gets involved. Everybody together now.
that shot from Lisa to draw effectively what's a front toucher is, yeah, that was just excellent. Top class.
Yep, 2 picked up.
Lisa potentially looking for a third there.
2. And that does put Lisa into checkout range now.
Of course, we imagine Lisa to be humming those full-length jacks again.
And it's actually one thing that I really like about Lisa's game as well is she's very deliberate in her jack throw, even the finer details of putting the mat down. She always turns around, 2 hands, puts it down, very square, very proper. I mean, I know I get guilty of just kind of tossing it and straightening it up with my foot kind of thing, but it's part of her routine for throwing the jack is that the mat's proper and straight and everything's controlled.
She certainly looks determined to close this game out now.
Yeah, it was quite interesting because I haven't got the scorecard in front of me, but even in the semi-final, it was sort of neck and neck. It was sort of getting quite competitive, and then I guess you could say it was that 15 mark you talk about. Lisa's just kind of like, right, those last 6 shots, I'm just going to put the foot down, go for it.
Yeah, I think if you can sort of sense that victory's near, yeah, you can sort of dig that little bit deeper.
Yeah, Linda's hanging on with a shot like that. Great opening bowl.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And it's so important too. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how close, or, it doesn't matter that Lisa's in the checkout range. Linda's job is still the same.
Oh, yeah, exactly, score points.
Yep. An opportunity for Linda here.
Yeah, Lisa will be disappointed on that one.
Could be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
No, it is on the heaviest side. That's all it was.
Yeah, but again, not that far over.
No, I think it just shows how in tune she is with the feel of it, right? You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
If she's not finishing too far away when it feels awful, yeah, she's obviously got a really good feel for the speed, which we've seen. She has been pretty consistent. close here from Linda. If she can pick up the jack, that would really put the pressure on for this end. And she has too. Brilliant.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lisa play a bit of aggression here.
And the way it's angled, the jack is coming out to sort of that left-hand angle of the screen, almost to Lisa's bowl at the back.
But a kill equally is a pretty good result. Goodness.
If you're playing a shot like this, you would want to back yourself. Of course, Linda has a bowl in hand, so you'd effectively count it as a 3-down shot.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be too worried about missing wide and taking out your own, because you've got third shot on the other side as well. You sort of just accept that you're going to go down. Yeah, she's certainly playing with weight.
Yep. Does she like it?
I think she might be a bit skinny. Oh, look out, Kevin!
That made me nervous.
Incoming. Well, big opportunity here.
This is pretty close as well. How's the weight? Yeah.
Lovely bowls.
Outstanding head from Linda Fenton. Showing that she's got plenty of fight left in her. And if she can capitalise on this end here, we've really got a game on our hands.
Just struggling to do math, bear with me. There we go. And again, I think normally you'd see off the back of a 3, most players would look to change the length, drive the momentum, but we see Linda's throwing away another jack. Oh no, stuck it on, never mind.
Yeah, no, it makes sense for her to keep the length the same. She did just draw 3 perfect bowls, really. So to keep it there, why not? Should come in handy enough. Following this one with interest, and rightly so. Excellent.
Yeah, good start.
Might see Linda changing hands now, and she is. Still just looking for that draw weight, I think. Getting another bowl on the head. Bonus if you're the shot. No, it looked to be searching.
It's not a bad intent though, especially considering she had her bowl a couple of yards behind. She trailed the kitty back to her own.
Oh yeah, the option was definitely there. She wasn't too far away either. And she played it with a speed that meant that she hung around.
Yeah, gave herself a chance, and if she missed, she was still in the area. She wasn't putting a bowl in the ditch.
And it's so important, probably not just in singles, but in any discipline of bowls, is making sure you are playing with a speed that keeps your bowl around and in the head and being effective. Not looking to lose many bowls. I always think the more bowls you have on the head, the more chance of getting lucky.
Of course. And especially when you're playing those sort of searching shots, you're better off to have them still there as back bowls than just running bowls into the ditch, because they're not much use to you if they're out of play. And see equally here, she's playing this one a bit wide, but she's still, got a good bowl behind, something to play to.
Yeah, that speed definitely showed that she was giving it a chance.
However, with Lisa having the last bowl this end, if she gets this one close, Linda's going to find herself in a match down situation if she's not 2 down already.
Yeah, this could be
No, it's going to pull up.
probably not in the way either. I'd say that that's a good guide more than anything, depending on how it looks from the mat, of course.
I'd suggest Lisa's holding 2.
Checking the bias as always.
It's become really...
It's very
it's
consistent.
It's funny how you notice that kind of thing and it's just there all the time, eh? Yeah.
Once you see it, you can't
I want to
unsee
know.
it.
I want to know what happens if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Because she checks and she's
Oh, this
very...
is close. Get the right angle.
Oh, it's a game saver.
Very good second.
When she checks it, she's very quick to deliver. So I'd like to know what happens if it was wrong. If she stops and restarts entirely, or if she just swaps it and plays. Well, I actually wonder if this might be one of those times when Lisa just decides to take the 1.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit of a brave shot to look to, roll her shot bowl onto the jack, bring in another shot that way. I think there is room, definitely room to draw. Either hand. Yeah, I'd say the backhand's the safer option, and again, it all just comes down to getting that line right.
Well, she's got a lean on, but the line's actually not too bad. It's probably just the speed, if anything.
Yeah. Brilliant line player. As we've seen on so many occasions on shots like that with the last bowl.
Keeps the scoreboard ticking over. None of them have really had a run of scores. A couple of multiples, back-to-back ends here and there. But no real momentum as such.
Slightly shorter jack for what Lisa's been throwing. So it'll be interesting to see how this end plays out. Might be an opportunity for Linda.
Wow. Just been looking at some of the results from our 1 to 5 fours that are also going on this weekend here in Auckland, which can be found on the events page of our website that links to Bowls Hub, and could argue that depending on which club you belong to, a few upsets in the post section there.
Good opener from Linda.
Co-commentator there voicing his thoughts as well. He's not standing close to the microphone, so he's got quite a little boombox on him if it's picking him up from...
This looks to be a good correction from Lisa.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
bowl.
well played. The crowd appreciates that.
Does that stop it? Just freak the players out. Just stop the clocks, but there's no time limit in the final. Yeah, yeah.
Linda did
Just
well
to
to
scare
reset
you.
there. And she's aced it too. Oh. Finishing handy.
Reset the clock and confuse the crowd.
Of course, at the conclusion of this game, we'll be bringing you the coverage of the men's singles final.
Yeah, the men have finished quite early, so I imagine there won't be too big of a break in between this game finishing and the men's final commencing.
Wonderful bowl from Lisa Prideaux. Holding the game, is she?
I'm not sure. Linda's bowl
Oh,
probably
the
looks a
short
bit
one.
closer than it appears.
Either way, she certainly set herself up. Linda wasn't too far away last time though, so if she can do something similar, which she has.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh, she has certainly come up with some clutch bowls. We
That's
love to
a
see it.
brilliant shot. That's going to make it really hard for Lisa to score now.
And the way it's set, just in behind the jack there, it's a really good result.
Linda's got another bowl, doesn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be aggressive, but there's really not much point. It just opens it up.
Yeah, I'd be thinking drawing a really close second shot, or maybe you might look to pinch the jack with, slightly reaching sort of shot. But those sorts of shots haven't been easy. It looks to either be hanging or ducking early. Must be a shot on the backhand. Oh, yep. She'd have to just sneak around Linda's short blue, just short of the head. Maybe use her own to inside edge off. She's not
Really
far
good.
away.
This is close. This is very close.
Wow, look at this.
Oh,
Terrific effort. Linda asking for the situation, and fair enough because the head is really tight. Isn't easy to draw a bonus shot here. There's not a lot of room, and not a lot of room for error either.
yeah, I think it'd be fairly safe to drop onto Lisa's last bowl, though. Providing you weren't squeezing the jack,
I
you
think
could play reaching weight.
the speed is really important here.
This
Probably
is close.
almost more important than the line, which I've been banging on about. Wow.
That's a great shot. What a bowl.
What an excellent end from both players. But for Linda to score a 2 out of it. Wow, so that brings the score to 14-19. Lisa, of course, still in front, but Linda giving it absolutely everything she's got.
Yeah, that's a really big win there from Linda.
Linda did miss a few bonus shots earlier on in the game, but she's certainly making it up for it in this latter stage. You can tell Linda is focusing on where she wants the jack. Might not have gone where she wanted it to go, but she's definitely thinking about it. Lisa gets the opportunity here. It's always a bonus.
And you can see Linda there just looking at the scoreboard in the background. Just be doing some math in her head. making sure she's sort of aware of how momentum's going.
Back to a longer length. And it's interesting because, I mean, both players have been playing pretty well to both lengths, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But it just so happens that, well, I certainly feel like Lisa's been, you know, she's been having the scoring power on these longer ends, and same for Linda on the shorter ends, despite both playing good bowls.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen a super short end either. It's sort of been that 3/4, just sort of mid-length end.
Yeah.
And I certainly feel as though perhaps you look at the direction of play, like as you look down the scorecard, there's certainly been the trend that Lisa tends to have scored more up the other end, whereas Linda's scored more up this way.
Of course, the winner of this match will go down to Dunedin in July for the New Zealand Champion of Champions singles. Defending champion Briar Atkinson, is that right? Okay, don't quote me.
Yes, yep, thumbs up from Colin.
And I have a feeling she'll be back.
Yes, I believe you're right. Taranaki had their Chamber Champs yesterday, and coming from Taranaki, I happened to keep a keen interest, and they actually had quite a few repeat offenders. The men's triples team, Caelan Hulia, Phil Hulia, Kevin Sellers qualified again, Morris Symes, back-to-back Chamber Champ singles winner, Briar Atkinson, back-to-back Chamber Champ singles winner, so a few familiar faces from Taranaki this year at Nationals.
Not bad from Linda Fenton. Really good home there.
Yes.
Keep indicating that that short blue of Linda's is the bowl that's holding the shot.
And actually, well, I think about it, Briar won the Chamber Champ triples as well for the second year in a row, but they didn't go to the Chamber Champs last year for whatever reason.
What a season she's had, featuring in just about everything.
Pretty much everything. The last couple of years, she's really come to her own. You know, she's sort of like the Selena got out of, 5 years ago. And then we sort of look at young Hannah Dawson, who we featured last week, and I sort of look at her as Briar in 5 years' time, so just some incredible female talent coming through, and the younger female talent coming through in the game is incredible. And then, of course, you got the likes of Olivia Manser out of Canterbury, and Henrietta Scott, who's from Hawke's Bay, but now playing up here. Lots of big names.
Yeah, Olivia's featuring heavily down in that Canterbury area.
Yeah, well, she's linked up with Taylor Bruce now, of course, and they won their Burnside Peers title recently, and I think the Champ as well, I want to say. I know she certainly gave me an education in bowls at the Nationals this year in the mixed pairs.
Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia and Callum Cox were teamed up in the mixed pairs.
So, Lisa Prideaux bowling for game.
I'll tell you what, this is pretty close.
It needs to finish. I think it has.
There's muffled applause from the audience. It's really hard to tell.
She's smiling.
Half a thumbs up.
Pulling that one out. Having a look at the second.
No,
just the
gonna
one.
take the one.
Linda Fenton still hanging in the game. Brilliant to see. Or Lisa will be gutted that that bowl didn't roll another inch or two. It's all it needed by the looks. Fair effort though.
And it's been a bit of a marathon. 24 ends in now. I'm not sure how many ends they played in Linda's semi-final, but I know we played 25 ends in the Rena Strickland Lisa Prideaux semi-final.
What do you think is going through Lisa's head right now, with only 1 point away from victory?
Just get close. Please get close. No, like that first bowl pressure when you're on 20 is huge. And it's a big confidence booster if you can nail that first one.
Look good out of the hand, and I think she likes it.
Yeah, it looks a little bit under, but she gets away with that slightly narrower draw on the dynamic. Doesn't punish her as much.
Yeah, I do feel as though Linda's bowls have had that bit more of a turn, which is nice, you know, for the wider arc. But if you are cutting under, you will get punished for it.
Yeah. There you see it. Oh no, actually that one didn't cut away as much.
Second chance for Lisa to find the jack. Not far away. May need to grab it. Yep. Little touch makes a little difference. Still room for Linda though. Not far away here. We see the shot changing again. As we've seen fairly regularly throughout this game.
Oh, look, it's certainly been a back and forth. And really it still just comes down to those two early threes.
That's it.
Yeah, the scoreline at 6, take those out. We've got an even ball game. Wee, that's a bit of a skinny one. Although you could probably understand the intent there, just looking to draw under the line, set the shot bowl.
Linda will know how important this is to get another one there. Very close.
Yeah, it's finished in a great spot. The last thing you want to do is put one right beside it, give Lisa something to work off.
There's every chance this could be Lisa's final bowl of the match if she does nail the jack.
Suggests that she's probably a bit short. No, she's not. She's played this really well.
I wouldn't read into the expressions too much. Might not be good enough for shot, but certainly second.
Yep, holding one.
Yep, always good to make sure. She has taken advantage of bonus shots the last couple of opportunities. Here's another one. Yeah, I think she's fallen a bit shy of this one. Fair enough.
Nice and safe.
The game continues, now 15-20. No doubt the men will be chomping at the bit to get out there with a couple of early finishes in the semi-final.
I was just thinking that. I stepped out to refill my water glass, and you can see Sean Hurd in the background of the frame sitting on the bleachers watching the rink. And Mike Galloway sitting out here behind us in our commentary position with a cup of tea and some sandwiches in his hand. Anybody that knows Mike will know that he enjoys a sandwich. They call him Gannett, it's his nickname. Always eating sandwiches. I don't know how that makes the Gannett thing, but...
Are they always eating sandwiches?
Don't know.
No, I have heard that nickname come about for Galloway. Yeah, that's a reasonable opener. Not far away.
Good start.
Yeah, brilliant. Still room for Linda, but you'd be happy with that as a first bowl. Linda, of course, has been playing some really good bowls at just the right times.
Yeah, her third and fourth bowl, she's got herself out of trouble on quite a few occasions. And what she's done here really well is she's not tried to play dead weight. She's just made sure she's reaching, given herself options. Well, you never know. It's probably going to be a toucher. Or equally a good back bowl.
Yeah, I think it was probably more the line that she was disappointed with there. The speed was probably good for where she needed it.
Yeah, I definitely think she was trying to match that back bowl there on the wing.
That's probably the most expression we've seen from Linda, just a little head twitch.
Yeah, pretty good speed. Oh no, it's just going to pull up.
Yeah, probably just need a little more. The line was probably okay. Don't mind being that little bit tight.
Lisa's going to change her hand. She's currently holding the match.
Yeah,
Linda only one bowl to play.
She's just trying to establish whether that blue is in her line or not. It's one of those ones where it's probably not in your line, but it is enough that you'd want to switch. It'd be so easy to promote it.
Yeah, I think you sort of just saw there in the body language. It was a bit of a stuff it will just change hands anyway kind of moment from Lisa.
Yeah.
No harm either way.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll tell you what, she's played this pretty well as well. Covers that trail.
Excellent bowl.
So she's not going to drop any more than one at this point, you would think, unless Linda plays an absolute screamer.
Yep. It all comes down to this at this moment in time. Lisa currently holding the title.
She's watching it.
She might be on the tight side. May get a result though. One more roll, it might have been enough. There we have it, Lisa Prideaux from Auckland Bowling Club. Congratulations on winning the Auckland Champion of Champion Singles. Well done. Well done to her. Well done to Linda for a great fight. And thank you everyone for watching. We will be back soon with the men's final, so stay tuned.